All right, welcome back, guys. We have what I believe may be the most game-changing system. No. So we have a very interesting system. We have a friend of ours who rightfully says, listen, every system starts with a hole or two. It's a hole. So which makes sense given our channel. We try to close the holes, even though we have the famous hole finder with us. But the idea is it's very simple. We're going to show it to you on a $15 table, and then for Patreon, we're going to do the $25 table, which our friend happens to play, right? But with a $50 table, you need only $500, $600, and all you're going to do is you're going to bet the outside. Okay, now the outside numbers are the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Again, we only bet the pass line when we shoot, but of course that's up to you how you want to play that. And so essentially $60 outside is $15 a number. Okay, now this is a little more aggressive strategy, right? Because here's your hole, 6 and 8. Okay, now the reason why he doesn't like to play the 6 and 8 coming right out the gate is because the returns on these numbers are very low, right? It's hard to use these numbers to kind of build opportunity quickly. Okay, so what he wants to do is lean into the outside numbers. Now, obviously, if you happen to be with Alex and you see 14 8s in a row, not in a row, but in a hand, that's going to set you back a few tiers. But the way this works essentially is it's just a double tap, which means that if whatever hits, let's say the 9 hits, it's $15. You're going to go all the way to 36. It pays 21 plus the 15, 36. And now the next time it's going to pay 50, right? And you're going to take it down. You're going to say, hey, tell the dealer to take me down to 96 across, okay? And now you have the 6 and 8, and you put $35 in your rack, okay?
No.
Now, obviously, if the 4 and 10 were to double tap, you would have more money in the rack. So we're showing you potentially the worst case scenario. Now, granted, you're not taking advantage of the 6 and 8, okay? Here's your holes out the gate. But you know what's interesting is, you'll see a lot of people be like, you know what, that's great because I get stuck on 4s and 10s, 5s and 9s. You know what I mean? It's like anything else. But you are missing out on 10 ways of the dice, right? So this is 14 ways of the dice, okay? So 8 and 6, 14 ways of the dice. So you got a little bit less ways of the dice, but we'll see what happens. All right, for you, sir, we're going to say you have, let's say $500, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to give it to you just like this, the 450. And you just need 10 nickels. Okay, now I'm going to take 60, get you started, because I'm a full service dealer, dude. All Casino Quest dice free, nothing but the best for Dennis. All right, let's get the coupon working. All right, there we go. And here we go. We got Dennis on the coming out roll, and it is a 5. 5, 5, and no fielder. Okay. And
so this is when you're like, I should have been on.
it should have been on, yeah. But I would recommend not being on because now if you are on and the person gets stuck on the siete, I don't want to say the number.
But you said it.
Okay, there's a 10 easy. Now here's an interesting.
It to 40.
He's going to take it to 40. Now watch this, okay? So I say watch this because what you could do, and some people what they do is they'll do the opposite number only because they feel like if they just rolled a 10, maybe there's a better chance they roll something else. But quite honestly, that is just a superstition because every roll of dice is the equal chance of any number being rolled. Do you follow?
I'm a believer in repeaters.
Yeah, and I me too. I think repeaters 6 easy. Now, this is going to be depressing if you get stuck on the 6 and 8.
That's where you cry a little bit.
This is going to be a little teary. Ah, another 6. See, man, you see what's going on here? 3 craps, these dudes. 2, which is true. Yo 11, you 11 yo. I'm just saying. Holes 8 easy. See, here's what's going to happen. But we're working this one. Yo 11. Wow. 8 easy 8. 8 easy 8. Wow, you are just a 10 of heart way. Oh my God. Wow, this is a great roll, by the way. Which sucks because now you're finally out. And meanwhile, okay, so I'm going to pay him $80. Okay, and now you're going to tell the dealer, hey, take me down to $96 across. Okay, I'm going to give you all this back. I'm going to take these. That's $100. I'm going to give you $4. I don't know why I did that. Now I got to set you. I should have just left those. You know what I mean? I just made a lot of work for myself. But I need, as you can see, I need to practice. So it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Only because it's for visuals. You know what I mean?
For visuals.
It's easier on the YouTube. 3 craps, ace deuce. Now can you? 7. That's the well-timed 7, everybody. But you did get out. No?
I will say the one benefit of the 4 and 10 is I think I got out.
You think? I think you got out with some profit. Yeah. Wow. And you know what we say, everybody? If Dennis is up $1, we run to the casino. Wow. You actually have profit, $10, and you missed the 6 and 8. So that's interesting. Okay. So here, give me $60. That's why you know when other dealers come up to a craps table, it gets annoying for crap dealers when they see a dealer come up because they know they're gonna be like either second guessing all the payoffs or running shit down and basically just doing things that take away from the dealer's job. You know what I mean?
I'm making your life easy.
Okay, that's what you keep thinking that, sir. Appreciate that. 6 a hard way. It's a hard 6. All right, we're out on a hard 6. Gonna mark it. And all right, so the idea now is we would love for Dennis to roll some outside numbers, preferably a repeater right off the bat. 10 easy, there it is. There's a 10. That's an outside number. Holding.
40.
This could be. We're gonna go to 40. This pays 27. Move the dice. 5-5 and non-fielder. Okay, we're going to $36. Okay, and don't forget, everybody. You know we have these systems up on the Nexus. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if we have this one specifically, but yes, we have a lot of these.
Well, not this one specifically, but we might. This could be a good one to have up there.
We'll see.
We'll see how we rate it. Usually, the only ones we have there are the best. Our best rated systems are on the Nexus, Yo 11, and you know you can join for free. CQNexus.com. We have some free downloads on the very front page. 8 hard way.
It's whole, not really helping.
There's a few holes. 9. Wow.
36.
9. Okay. Let's get you up there to $36. So it pays 21. We're just going to press it all the way up. Yeah, David needs some practice. 8 easy 8. Wow, you were just a 6. 7. He knew it was going to be. Isn't that funny? We both knew. Everybody knew. Everybody at home knew. They saw it coming. Isn't that crazy? Can they see that dice? Will they be able to see that? Well, good for you for having proven basically ultimate squeeze play on a whole nother level.
That's why I like ultimate squeeze play because it's any 2 numbers. It's
two numbers.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that one's on the Nexus, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, well here, let me just give you that one. We're just going to keep you with the same dice, dude. I think at this point it's user error. 10 easy, 10 easy. I don't believe in the defective dice theory. I think it's the user, defective user.
I think you're the one who's only brought up the defective dice over the years. You know?
Listen here. Okay, 4 easy. That's a 4. A
40.
little Joe from El Kokomo. Let me give you another $2. Plenty of tip.
Well, that's your way of guilting players.
I mean, I'm just saying, you don't have to tip me, but there are people throughout the 7. That's 6-1, and you're done, son. Wasn't a world's record, but it was close.
I don't know if it is a world record because everyone has that record.
Everybody has. That's the one great thing about being on craps is you too can break the world's record. Not break the world, but tie the world's record. 0.7 out. 3 craps, ace deuce. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what the record is for 0.7 outs in a row. I've heard some 8 easy 8. I've heard some outrageous numbers before.
I don't think like the Guinness.
I've never really kept track. I'm guessing about 10. 11 over my course of my...
The world record? The world record's probably
crazy.
Of
0.7 outs in a row?
Yeah.
By the way,
crazy.
That 7.7, that's not a record I want to be a part of, I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? Unless I'm on the don'ts, of course, you know. Well, here, let me just leave this up because you got nowhere. Man, at this point, we got to just distract everybody from this rolling that's going on.
Well, usually if it's this bad, I usually cut to the next roll immediately.
Yeah, you just keep going. You're like, okay, 0.7 out, done. No use in 7. I think already everybody knows how this system works out, and they probably know how you're going to rate it. 8 easy 8. You know what I'm saying?
You think they're in tune to how I rate
I think
things?
most people, because it's double tap starting with the outside. You follow? And so what's the logic? You know, we're rolling it out so you guys kind of see a little bit, but honestly...
Well, it's not exactly... Well, I'll talk about that later.
Oh, it's not exactly? 8 easy 8. We have a winner, everybody. Stay tuned. Winner on the pass line. Take the don'ts and pay the line. We have a winner just this time. I think that's your first winner so far, buddy. 6 easy out on this. Man, you are doing just 6 and 8s like there's like going out of style. You know what's really good is you could have done a 640 across and gotten out every time. You haven't run any winners on it. You know what I mean? Where you need just the one number. You remember what was that system called? 9-9. Yeah, that one. You would have been
36.
Ridiculously. He's out there, someone, dude.
Yeah,
probably
but
he might be retired.
Is like dangerous.
It is dangerous. Someone rolls 5 7s in a row, and you're just.
You really like just saying the number, don't you?
I know. Well, I forgot that you were in the middle of shooting. 2 craps, AC, over the hump. Say the dice have ears, but nobody knows. There it is. So there it is, everybody. Shh, I won't mention it. 7 out.
And was like, you know, that dreaded 7 is, 7 7 7 7 7.
At this, we're trying to distract everybody from the shooting that's going on. Wow. You need to come down and take Ronnie's score. 7 7. By the way, me and Ronnie have a workshop. It's on July 12th, everybody. It's on the site, casinoquest.biz, dude. There's a commercial.
Ronnie's our dice coach for those.
He's our dice coach. So me and him are hooking up. Not hooking up on a personal level, hooking up on a professional level. Just saying. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. We're out on the 9. And 9, if you can find the time. Hit the 9 this time. 10. Okay, there we
40.
go. That's a 10. All right, we're going to pump you up to 40.
I think I've only gotten out of the 10.
Yeah, the 10's been your magic number, dude. A little low on the bankroll there. 6. 6 out. 10. How about that? 8 heart. Well, you need to do that, man. You need to 9. That's a winner. We have a winner this time on the 9. All right, let me get to 36. Yeah, it's so funny because I've had to interact with the bets so little, I feel lazy about it. I almost don't know what I would do if you roll lots of numbers. 6, 10, give it to 9. Hello, my friend on 9. Okay, there we go. Now watch this. $50. 75, 95 here. Well, there it is. $96 across. I'm just going to give you this. You're just going to set it up. That way we have a full accounting, dude. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, I haven't dealt for a couple of days. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That is crazy. I've been working. 6 easy. Now, and that's a winner. So here's what he's going to do. Dennis, everything leads right into power pressing. So we got 24 through and 3. And we're going to look. We're going to take $1 off that cap. Now we got $42.
It's triple Lux now.
We're doing straight up triple Lux. Is triple Lux in there? Yeah, it's basically the power press.
Power presses, yeah.
Yeah, we have that in the Nexus. Same thing. Yeah. We always lead into that because we feel like once you're out, that's the play.
So for that one guy, this is the play.
And by the way, that's completely organic to us, right?
Yeah.
We don't believe that there's some other structure.
Yeah.
We believe in one thing. There's one truth in craps. It's about numbers, and so we play into that truth. You know what I mean? 7. Well, there's a truth for you. That's a truth.
Well, I think they've seen it now.
Yeah, I think they got it. All right, so let's rate it and talk about it.
We at least got out twice. We proved that part of the system.
Yeah, I mean, David probably could have shot a little better, so you guys could have seen. You know what I mean? However, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll end it here. You know what I mean?
See how much.
All right, so this is it. We got 265. What happened there? 265, 73. You lost half your bankroll in 20 minutes, 15 minutes. What are your thoughts, Sarah? I'll let you ramble on for a minute, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Ramble on for a minute. You're like, This backhanded fucking.
He's young, everybody. It's fine. We like to humor Dennis, don't we? All right, go ahead, sir. What do you got?
It's not technically double tap. It's more like jam spin.
Oh, right. Okay, that's fair.
And the reason I'm even mentioning that is because you're going straight to the across and not taking your money back. I think the only as the system is, I would give it a lower rating than how I would rate jam spin, because jam spin has the alternative of, well, stick to the inside if you're down. If you're up, go across, right?
Yeah.
So I give this like a 3, as is.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
By the way, you know what? I have a fix for this on Patreon that I'm going to do. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be so surprised.
If you were to do the same thing as GM spin, it's just GM spin at that point, and then I would just give it the same rating.
I'm going to agree. 6 and 8 is too big a hole to ignore. If I was going to do this, I would do something like
skip the 5 and 9.
yeah,
or 4
I mean,
and 10.
or 4 and 10, and go inside, and then we're back to a whole different system. Stars, it's kind of middle of the road. It's a much more aggressive system, right? Because you're missing out on 10 ways of the dice. You're kind of leaving up for the outside.
Yeah, but because it's a much more aggressive system, I think you should try to get your money back unless you're up, then go.
Yeah, in every case. Not a lot of gold tiers. This one you got to get out and move on. Yep. I agree. All right, guys, thank you so much. On to Patreon.